Welcome to the April 15th edition of Vikings Update. We'll recap a great weekend on the diamond for Viking teams, and we'll also talk with new head volleyball coach Adam Longmore coming up in this week's edition. We'll start today with baseball, which had its home openers Friday and Saturday against Dakota State out at Charlie Brown Field. Close games throughout the weekend, and the Vikings came away with 3 wins. In Friday's opener, VCSU offense racked up 10 hits and ran out to a 3-2 win in 10 innings. Vikings trailed 2-1 in the 8th before Dan Buhner drove in Derek Elliott with this single to tie the game at 2-2. Nate Bagby then delivered a walk-off single in the 10th as the Vikings celebrated a walk-off win. Good game 1 for Buhner, who went 4 for 5, scored a run and drove in 2. Nate Bagby added 2 hits. Vikings also won game 2 on Friday 5-2. Brady Anderson and Anthony Nicochia each with 2 hits. On Saturday, Mike Gershman allowed just 3 hits as he pitched a complete game shutout in a 3-0 win to start the day. Dakota State won the final game of the series 4-3 in 11 innings. Jared Micklejohn with a good game at the plate in the loss, going 3 for 4 with a game-tying double in the 8th. Viking baseball now 15-22 overall, 3-3 in North Star play, and 6-4 in the North Star and Frontier Conference games, which will determine seeding for the postseason tournament. Viking softball had a strong weekend as well, going on the road and sweeping a 4-game series from Presentation College. Offense led the way as the Vikings pounded out 61 hits and 48 runs in the 4-game series. Won on Saturday 12-9 and 10-8, rallying from big deficits in both games. In Game 1, Vikings were down 6-1, and in Game 2, Vikings trailed 8-1 after 2 innings. Again, they came back to win both. On Sunday, Vikings won 14-4 in 5 innings, then closed with a 12-8 win, getting a home run by Mackenzie Hamry. Vikings now 17-15 overall, back above 500, and they are 6-2 in conference play. Just a huge weekend offensively for the Vikings. 436 team batting average, 13 doubles, 7 home runs, including 3 home runs by Brittany Lehner. Big week for Lehner, who had those 3 home runs and 8 RBIs against Presentation College, earning her Co-Player of the Week honors in the North Star Athletic Association. She batted .478 for the week and had a slugging percentage of .870. Viking track and field competed this week at the Lyle Hokanson Open at North Dakota State University. Several top 10 finishes for VCSU, led by Jenna Coughlin, who placed 7th in javelin with a toss of 112 feet 10 inches. Viking men took 8th in the 4x4 relay. Richard Wright also placed 8th in the 3,000-meter run. Malik Jackson 10th in the 800, and Philip Ryer was 10th in the 100-meter dash. Complete results from the meet available on our website. 2 future Vikings to announce this week, both in women's basketball. Ray Beaver, a 6-foot forward from Rowlett-Wolford, is signed to attend VCSU. North Dakota native averaged 18 points, 10 rebounds per game last season. And Michaela Fisher, a 5'11 guard forward combo from Goodwin, South Dakota, has also signed. Fisher averaged 15 points and 7 rebounds for Waverly South Shore. More info on both Beaver and Fisher available on the women's basketball webpage. Both also very strong students in the classroom, so welcome to the VCSU family. As always, check our website for the latest spring sports schedules, constantly changing due to our weather. Current schedule for baseball, hosting Presentation College on Friday, Saturday, and then hosting Winnipeg on Tuesday. In softball, Vikings will host Dickinson on Friday and travel to Dickinson on Saturday. Also scheduled for games this Wednesday at Jamestown, but weather forecast is not looking good for those. Track scheduled to compete Friday at the Northern State Invitational in Aberdeen, and after having 2 meets canceled this past Sunday and Monday, Viking Golf hopes to hit the course April 21st and 22nd at the Jamestown Country Club. Well, it may be spring, but we're also talking volleyball in this week's coach interview. We had a chance to catch up with VCSU's new head volleyball coach, Adam Longmore, who has been on the job about a week. Joined on this week's Vikings Update by Adam Longmore, new head volleyball coach here at Valley City State. Adam comes to us from Southern Utah University, where he spent the previous 6 seasons as assistant coach. Adam, first off, welcome to VCSU. And let me just ask, what appealed to you about coming to Valley City State and taking over the volleyball program?
When I was looking around to go somewhere else to coach, I think the biggest thing for me was trying to find a place where I could be successful. Especially in the NAI, I think there's lots of different programs as far as funding and support and a whole lot of things that can make or break a program.
Right.
And when I came, I believe wholeheartedly that this is a place where we can be successful. We can have winning seasons. And so I got a chance to meet the girls while I visited, and they all worked hard. They all had good attitudes. And so yeah, I think we can do some good things here and build a successful program here.
You've been on the job now about a week, I think, on campus here.
Yeah.
What's it been like for you? A rush, I imagine.
Oh,
huh?
sure, yeah. I put in, I'm sure more than 50 hours, maybe close to 60 hours last week. So just getting here, learning the orientation of the campus itself, but learning scholarship structures, what kind of offers we can make kids as far as scholarships. Just kind of learning the ins and outs of the school itself, as well as getting keys from my office. I mean, it's just been a whirlwind. But I was actually able to get here in time to get in the gym with the girls. We have last week and this week to practice. So we actually went twice on Saturday and then every evening. So we've had 7 practices, and 6 out of the 7 were good practices with 3 or 4 excellent practices. So they've already made huge strides in how they perform the skills of the game. So that's kind of been my first focus, is getting in the gym and helping train them. And then of course recruiting is every day that goes by that we wait. The pool of especially 2014 candidates gets smaller and smaller.
Right.
So
yeah.
So we've hammered away kind of those 2 things aside from getting established. And this week my goal is to get ready to go to there's a big tournament in Minneapolis the weekend after Easter. So we'll head out there next week. And so if I can get some things going on recruiting wise this week, then that'll help us when we go out there.
You mentioned you've had the chance to get into the gym with the team and work with them for practice. What have been your early impressions about the squad you have coming back next year?
I think they are. There's a lot of room for improvement. There's kids we want to get their skills better, but their attitudes are good. I think we're athletic. We can do some good things. We just need to be more refined in how we pass and how we approach to hit the ball and all those kinds of things. We're implementing some new, both offensive and defensive systems.
Okay, sure.
And so, I'm asking them to be in some different places than they're used to on defense and some things like that. So I think, the novelty of my being here wore off a little bit near the end of the week, and that's when we had one of our, our down practice, and we talked about it, and, I shared, if we always do what we've always done, we'll always get what we've always got. And so we want to change. We want to be more successful than we've been in the past, and the only way we can do that is by making changes. And so I think that's stuck with them a little bit. Both of our practices Saturday were excellent. I think those are probably our 2 best practices of the week. So again, they're just getting better. I think when a player realizes that they're making good changes that are helping them become better volleyball players, that's motivating. So our kids are highly motivated right now.
Adam Longmore, new head coach of Valley City State Viking Volleyball. We appreciate the time today, and of course we'll catch up with you more in season, and glad to have you on campus.
Thanks.